Welcome to the Iconic Talk Show in conversation with Shubhda Vaid, founder of Grace Occasions, writer, translator, life skill coach, and mentor.
Thank you, Niraalee.
Thank you so much and a warm welcome to the Iconic Talk Show.
Thank you so much.
Can you kindly share your journey with Grace Occasions?
As you rightly said, Niraalee, life is a journey from a birth to a death. And on this journey, we come across speed breakers and milestones, roadblocks, and sometimes we come at crossroads. Depending upon the path that you would choose, your life takes a further, moves ahead accordingly. Now, for me, in 2006, I had gone to Rishikesh, and therein I attended a yoga retreat wherein I had some very unusual experiences of light and energy. After coming back to Bombay also, somewhat these experiences continued. So I started looking out for answers to these, and my search landed me to Enlightened Master Santoshji Sachedva. She's the founder of this course called the 8 Spiritual Breaths, which is basically a self-development course, and it consists of 8 scientific spiritual breaths, affirmations, and meditation. What it basically does is it removes the negative data and conditioning from within you. It helps you in that process. And as you progress on the path, slowly you start feeling much more joyful, peaceful, and you can lead a very balanced life. So I came under her and I started on the path and I started noticing certain changes in my way of being and my personality and all. Then in 2011, I was going through certain challenges in my life, and I had made a birthday card for my daughter's birthday. So I took it very happily to show her, and she looked at it and she told me to start this creative work. I was quite apprehensive because, paper, stationery, birthday card, how much would you really make?
True.
So I told her, how much will I really make making, all these cards and all?
Right.
But she told me, no, you make some more cards or envelopes or gift tags, whatever you feel like, and you show them to me. Anyway, I came back home and with my daughter's craft kit, I ended up making 3 envelopes and 2 gift tags. And the next time when I went to meet her, I took those to her. She was very happy seeing the designs and she told me, why don't you make some more designs and show it to your friends, family, colleagues, whomever. I said, okay. I started making a few more designs, and that time I used to go to my daughter's school to teach as a helper. So therein in the teacher's room, I showed my envelopes and my gift tags to all the teachers who were present that time. One of the teachers told me that, I'm looking for a gifting for 3 of my friends within a range of 100 rupees. So why don't you make some gift tags and envelopes ka gift set and give it to me? So that was my first order, 3 sets of 90 rupees each, total 270 rupees. I came back very happy. I told my guru about it. She told me to continue with it. Now, I started making more and more envelopes and gift tags only that time I was making. And one of the days I was sitting with my friends group and very excitedly I shared the story of my new venture, as you can call it. And I asked them that now our kids have grown up. Anybody would like to join me is most welcome. Nobody was really interested because it was a very small thing according to everybody. In fact, one of my friends commented, she told me that there are at least 1,000 females in Bombay at this point of time making envelopes. How will you find your place and what are you gonna really make in this profession? It hurt me, but I kept quiet. But I had made a resolve within myself that my guru has told me, so I have to try and do it. Anyway, so the process that I followed was I would make a few designs. Once I would get an order for it, with the money that I would receive, I would buy new fresh material and try newer designs. Now, there are these women-centric exhibitions which are held all over Bombay and India and all. So I was looking out, because my publicity was basically word of mouth. And I was wanting to more and more people to know about Grace Occasions. So one exhibition came that time and I decided to participate in it. Now the stall costing was 50,000 rupees, which was a very huge sum for me that time, and I couldn't afford it. But I really wanted to do the exhibition, so I took a loan. Okay. Now the day of the booking, when I went to book my stall, the main organizer, I reached her and I told her very nicely, I said, see, you have 200 stalls. I'm a newcomer. So I need more visibility. So is it possible that you give me the stall in first 10-15? She told me, Niraalee, don't worry, I'll give you in the first 5. I was thrilled. Came back home happily, prepared a lot of stuff and everything. The day of the exhibition, when I reached the venue, can you believe my shock? My stall number was 199. That is the second last stall. I went back to that organizer and I said, what have you done? You put me right in the end. And she tells me, I told you I'll put you in the 5 and I have put you in the 5 from the end. And don't you worry, there are people who come from the exit gate also. I was disheartened. I knew that what has happened, I had no way out. I just quietly went to my stall. Throughout the day, Niraalee, when people would walk in that exhibition, their pockets were full and their hands were empty. But when by the time they would reach stall number 199, the hands were full and pockets were empty. I had so many people who came in and said, oh, your stuff is so good. But you know, I already bought. Oh, had I known earlier, I would not have picked up the other thing, but I have completed my money. I finished all my money. I came back home. I had done sale of only maybe 6,000 or 6,500 with a big loan on my head, feeling totally disheartened. Again, when I spoke to my guru, she told me not to give up and she said, you have to continue. I slowly again continued. That exhibition, definitely people did pick up my card. I started receiving a few orders. Slowly, I paid back that loan and I made a resolve within myself that I'll never take a loan again. As and when I get money, I'll expand. Then it was time that I was feeling that I need to hire a staff. I had no idea how I'm going to hire a staff and from where the money will come to pay the salary. But my guru told me that one day it will become a mini industry. And today when I look back at my work, I have more than 4,000 designs, more than 70 products, and a clientele who's all across the globe. And a bag full of testimonials, and heartfelt testimonials. So when I have a client who called me up and told me, I want a lot of money. And you know why I want a lot of money? Because I want to buy all your products. There's another mother who sent me a testimonial saying that, in the wedding of my daughter, when her in-laws were praising and appreciating all the packaging, I was looking up at the sky and thanking God for grace occasions and for you in my life. Because you were the one who made such a beautiful thing that I was getting the appreciation. So this is my true wealth. And the change that grace occasions has got into lives of people. You'll not believe, when I was hiring staff, one of the Kamwali Bais came to me. She was just a normal jhadu poche wali, bartan wali bai. And she had come for that work only. Somewhere within I had a feeling that let me try and give her some work and see how she picks it up. Right. Within 1 week she picked it up well, and today she is one of my main workers who trains my other staff. Wow. And she told me that in her own community, her label from Kamwali Bai has changed to a madam who works in a design house. And to top it all, she's uneducated.
What a journey.
Yes.
Incredible.
So this is what Grace Occasions, my journey of Grace Occasion has been.
You have shared the most incredible journey of how Grace Occasions was in Mumbai, one of the leading customized packaging stores across Mumbai.
Yes.
How was the word Grace Occasions coined for you?
So as I told you, the work started because of my guru.
Right.
And I have a very big place of guru in my heart, in my life, in my whole being. And because it was by her grace, the name could not be anything else but grace. And because we cater to all occasions, my tagline is turning each occasion into a memory. So that's how the word came, grace occasions.
I love your tagline.
Thank you.
You have a very premium collection called Mystique, which uses Sholapith.
Yes, please.
Can you kindly share the idea behind the Sholapith artwork?
Yes. So see, Sholapith is basically a natural eco-friendly product which gives you the look of ivory. Ivory is banned. Now this is a very intricate and a very time-consuming work. And this also just happened to me. So, 2-3 years down the line when I had started my work, one elderly gentleman, Bengali gentleman, walked into my office and he called me Ma. And he told me that, Ma, I am a national award winner of Sholapith. And this is the art form, but this art is dying. He told me that they were used to make it basically for wedding decorations, pandals, Durga Puja, and all these type of functions. And slowly over a period of time, nowadays the new generation wants to go in for modern deco.
True.
So he said, even my own sons, he had 2 sons. He said, my 2 sons are thinking of moving to Kolkata to get regular office jobs, and he doesn't know how to continue because he was so passionate about it. I asked him, how did you get my number? So he told me maybe some years back, he must have participated in one of the government exhibition. And that's where I must have picked up a statue for personal use. That time I was not working, from him, and must have left my number and address. And he said he was getting a feeling that he must come to me because this is where he can get help. Anyway, we sat down and brainstormed, and what I realized was the items were very beautiful, but they were very big and bulky. And at the same time, they were not everyday user-friendly products. So I decided to try my hand at converting them into lifestyle products. So I sat with him and designed some few boxes. And then I started showing those boxes to my clients. Within first week, I got an order for 150 boxes. Can you imagine the joy of me and my karigar? 150 boxes in the first week. It was really good, and that order, after that, there has not been a looking back. Because then more and more ideas kept on coming to me. I kept on designing them into various other items. It could be your trays, your napkin holders, your coasters, your boxes, your, trousseau items. But basically something which is reusable.
Right.
And as orders kept on coming in, slowly that karigar started getting so much of work that he introduced me to another family, then another family, then another family. So there was a point of time when I had 5 families under me who were totally doing the work, and they were very happy because it was a way of earning for them and a revival of this art craft. Now another turning point came in 2017. On a Sunday, I received a call from Art of Living people. They told me that Shri Ravi Shankar ji was coming to Bombay, and in 5 days he was coming to Bombay, and he was scheduled for a lecture series for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at NSCI Dome, Worli. And they said they were apprehensive that the real flower deco might just not last, and they didn't want plastic flowers. So somebody gave them my reference for eco-friendly decor. Niraalee, in 4 days, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, me and my team were able to create the backdrop and the full stage 40 feet long, which we changed every day. And that was something which gave me a lot of recognition. Gurudev said on the stage that the decorations are very nice, because I had done Sholapith together with jute, which just gave a very serene feeling. And to the extent that none of the decorations went waste. I turned them into frames, which are now put up in the Bangalore ashram of Shri Ravi Shankar. They are reusable, they have been reused like this. So it gives so much of joy, when my clients go to the ashram and they click pictures and they say, oh, this is grace occasions. So yeah, this is what Sholapith has been, and it's a premium collection because there's a lot of work involved from these karigars.
Absolutely. You've actually incorporated sustainability into your project at a very early stage.
Yes.
In the budget this year, in fact, the sustainability, green growth, and sustainability has been given a lot of budget.
Yes.
But when it comes to grace occasions, you'll have actually used the word sustainability
Yes.
very early in stage. And recycling is something which is so important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So my packaging is basically, it's a reusable.
Absolutely.
I always tell my clients that go for something which is reusable.
True.
So I do have clients who walk in and say, okay, so we have a wedding and we want to give, say, 300 people. So we have decided to give 500 grams of almonds. So give us some packaging for that. But we don't want very expensive packaging.
Right.
I always tell them that, see, whether you give 400 grams of almonds or you give 500 grams of almonds, your guests are going to receive it, put it in the fridge, and they're going to forget about it.
Right.
Your packaging, which either they'll throw it away or they'll give it to your maid.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
So I
exactly what
said,
happens.
instead, why don't you give a little lesser quantity of the item that you are giving? Say if you're giving sweets, give 250 grams. If you are giving almonds, give 400 grams. But use the packaging which has two things. First is the wow factor. The moment your guests receive it, they should feel, wow, this looks good. This is a product of beauty.
True.
Secondly, they should feel like reusing it. So if it's a box, it should be on their table. They should feel, no, we are not throwing it away. Let's reuse it. So this way, if they are going to reuse your packaging, you are going to be in their remembrance for the next 1 year or 2 year or 3 year.
Absolutely.
I tell you something very interesting. 2 months back, a client of mine sent me a picture of one of my trays, which was from 7 or 8 years back collection. I sent her question mark. She called me up. She said, this is your tray, right? I said, yeah, obviously, but this is 7-8 years back. She said, I have received it today from one of my distant relatives in one of the wedding invites. I said, how is that possible? She said, that is why I called you up when I saw the label Grace Occasions. I said, oh my God, your trays are being reused even after 7 and 8 years as premium gifting. So that's such an incredible thing. So that is what I call reusable.
Absolutely. So sustainability has two figures out here. One is that you are, of course, recycling and reusing
Yes.
your Sholapith collection of, gifting material.
Any item, not only Sholapith. Any
any
packaging that we do is reusable.
Perfect. So that's one way of, giving back to society. And the second most important thing, which I really liked, which you shared with me about Grace Occasion, was your, giving employment.
Yes.
The low income.
Changing lives, Niraalee. That is how I would term it as.
Transformation.
Because I try to see that, I hire females. Basically, my workforce is women. And I try to see that the lower strata of society, which don't have a way out,
True.
they are given employment, because I feel everybody has a spark within them. And it is only the way we nurture it can they really come forward.
I agree completely. Even at our organization, we always give an opportunity to the lower strata of people.
Yes.
And for me, it's more about the people with special needs.
Right.
So if you see my team, they all have a special need. So yes, it's always giving back, and transforming lives is something which Grace Occasions
Yes.
has really brought to the table right now on this podcast.
We've been very lucky and fortunate, I would say.
Absolutely. So you've been known as an expert and a specialist in customized packaging and gifting across
please.
the globe. So what is your idea behind it?
Niraalee, I feel gifting is something which has to be done from the heart.
True.
Your deepermost emotion should be conveyed through the gifting.
Right.
So I tell you something, about 7-8 years back, a very high profile female walked into my office. Her son was getting married, and she was telling me the various options that she was considering for a gift to her would-be daughter-in-law. So she was saying, some hi-fi designer, she said, I'll buy some designer wear, some real jewelry, and maybe some, very heavy Louis Vuitton bags and all that. And you do the packaging for me. I said, sure. But let me just give you a concept. You want to make an impression on your daughter-in-law. That's what I gather from what we have spoken. She said, yes. I said, let me give you a concept. If you like it, we go ahead for it. Otherwise, whatever you say the items, I'll do the packaging also. I gave her the concept. She did it. Now, you know what we did? On the day, her main function, the day it was there, I created a 4 feet high ficus tree, a real ficus tree. Ficus tree because it can be used indoors also, very low maintenance.
Right.
Put it in a nice ceramic pot and all. Then I hung real baby oranges, some real green pepper pods and some chocolates on it. Covered it all around with lights, and when you plug in, it lights up. Now this went with a card. What is important, it was written on the card and what she spoke about. So therein in the function amongst all the guests, the mother-in-law told the would-be daughter-in-law. She said, "This is a family tree and we welcome you in the fold of our family tree. As with any life, there will be sour flavors, which is these oranges. There will be sweet flavors, which is these chocolates. And there could be frictions between us, which is presented by these green peppers. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I know that you would light up our lives the way this tree has been lit up."
Innovative concept this was.
Niraalee, not only the bride to be, but the whole hall, all
Must
the
be
relatives
tears.
had moist eyes.
I'm
And till
sure.
today, they remember it and they share a good bond. And till today in their family, it is a talk that what a way to welcome a bahu in the house.
This is an innovative concept.
Yes,
Shubhda.
so this is what I specialize in, which is when I say gifting from the heart. The mother-in-law came back to me telling me that no amount of designer sarees and whatever gifting had I done, she did it, that was on the side, but she said no amount of all that gifting would have created the impact this one gift did it for me. So this is what I mean when I say customized gifting. And because these products are so innovative and these ideas are so unique, I normally don't share them on social media. So what happens is people are not really aware. It's a publicity, word of mouth.
But I love this idea. It is
Thank
such
you.
a touching moment for the bride.
Yes. For the whole family.
Absolutely, but the bride must be almost in
And it's a
tears.
reality. You are welcoming another person in your family life, in a
Absolutely.
family tree of
You know,
life.
what a way of welcoming the person.
Yes.
She must be feeling like, I would say, completely joyful with mixed emotions.
Yes.
Yeah. You started 2 programs, Shubhda ji, Heart to Heart and Heal. Can you share some details on these 2 programs?
Yeah, Niraalee, I feel life is basically a web of relationships, right? So when we say relationship, what does it mean? It means the way 2 people connect with each other or behave with each other or are with each other, right? So the moment a child is born, your relationship of mother, father, sibling is created, default relationships. As you move forward, you create many more relationships, friends, spouse, your colleagues, your employers, everybody. These relationships can give you a lot of joy and happiness. But there are times when these relationships can cause you stress, anger, pain. Relationships sometimes can be very painful.
Absolutely.
And there's a social stigma. We are under so much of conditioned, our own mind conditioning and social pressure that we don't really open out to anybody. We'll keep on keeping all these things inside us. So if you can talk it out, remember when you were small, how talking to your best friend will make you feel free and you could just be yourself. Be yourself without thinking what I have to say and what I don't have to say. So if you can talk about your innermost expressions, feeling, guilt, to somebody who is not judging you, who's not criticizing you, who's not condemning you, who's not giving you any opinions, but just there to listen to you. Slowly, as you speak out, you start becoming lighter, your emotions clear out. You start getting clarity within yourself. And continuing on this path, you are able to sort out your issues. Everything is happening by yourself. I am just a medium. I'm just listening. I'm not doing anything. But at the same time, because the medium is there, you are getting the clarity in your own consciousness. And as it keeps on happening, as you keep on resolving, you move towards a more peaceful and happier life. So that is what is Heart to Heart. It is a platform for anybody who wants to detangle the knots in their relationships and try and balance out their mental and emotional bodies. So these are online and offline sessions which I do one-to-one. And yes, people can connect with me regarding these.
What a lovely platform.
Yes. It's coming now to Heal. This is my latest venture. This is an extension of Heart to Heart. I personally feel life for all of us, especially in big cities, it has become very stressful, very hectic, and very superficial, honestly. You know, I mean, I could be having 1,000 friends on Facebook, 2,000 followers on Instagram, but not a real person with whom I can talk one-to-one.
Absolutely. And this is exactly what the millennials are going through.
Right?
The Gen Z are going through.
I could be posting every day beautiful pictures from my travel, my work life, achievements, collecting comments and likes on all social media platforms, feeling happy about it. But at the end of the day, when I lie down, am I happy? Am I stress-free? Am I able to get good sleep? Am I feeling satisfied? And if not, then why? See, the nature of salt is its saltiness. The nature of fire is to burn. The nature of air is to flow.
True.
The same way the nature of spirit is to feel free, joyous, happy. Yes, contentment. And if that is not happening within me, what is wrong? It is all the negative data and the conditioning. But then how do I resolve it? Right? So for this reason, there is a place called Santushti, which is 2.5 hours away from Bombay. All green fields surrounded by mountains. There's a river close by. Very calm, quiet, peaceful place. I'm taking 2 days retreat over there. You are given healthy, organic food. And then you are encouraged to be with yourself. Contemplate on your life gone by. Think, ponder over your purpose, your life. If you want, have a heart-to-heart conversation with me. Meditate with me. This is basically nothing but watching your own thoughts, going within. Basically, get used to your own company. And slowly, as you start being in that quietness, the mind chatter calms down, the thoughts subside, you start getting answers from within. Okay? And then when you leave, say after 2 days, you have tasted nectar of being in your own company. And then maybe next month you come again. And again come next month. And again come next month. So what is happening over a period of these few months? You are slowly getting clarity in your own self. You are balancing out your mental and emotional bodies. And slowly, you are moving towards a more harmonious, peaceful life. So then what happens? The heal, the name fructifies itself, which is H for health, health of your body and mind. E, empower, which is empowering yourself to have control over your own thoughts and emotions. A, awaken. Awaken to your own potential, to your own life purpose. And in the end, L, which stands for love, which is basically self-love. Love, which is the core of your being, your basic nature. So this is what the course Heal is about, a 2-day retreat program.
The abbreviation is so apt.
Yes.
Looking forward to joining you on this program.
Most definitely. You're most welcome.
You've written a book, Shubhda ji.
Yes.
Guru, Gratitude and Grace.
That's right.
Can you kindly throw some light on this beautiful book?
Yeah. As I have told you about my life journey, Niraalee, in my life, I feel whatever I have gained, whatever I have achieved is only and only by the grace. And when I say grace, it's the grace of the Almighty, grace of Guru, grace of God, whatever you can call it. And whatever in my life, as I told you, is happening because of grace, I am always filled with gratitude. So it became a cycle. The more gratitude I expressed, the more grace I received. And it's been such a transformational journey for me that I felt a deeper need within myself to express my experiences with everybody. Anybody who would like to go on a self-transformation journey. And that's the reason I wrote this book, which is called Guru, Gratitude and Grace.
Lovely. What is the message you have for the corporate world?
I feel corporate world is the backbone of a financial sector, right?
Right.
And corporate gifting is a very big game,
Absolutely.
right? I personally feel that if each corporate pledges that once a year gifting we will do, in which we will promote one of the Indian art form or craft form once a year, that will give such a big boost. Say, for example, Sholapith.
Right.
That one corporate order by one corporate house once a year can give such a big boost to a company like mine and to the karigars who are working with me.
And even revive the art.
Yes, it will be such a good platform for us to display what the Indian craftsmen can do.
True.
Right? So this is one way definitely corporate world can help us out. And secondly, there is a very big need to recognize the mental, emotional well-being of their employees. For which, if the corporate world can come forward, take steps like, encouraging their employees to enroll for programs like 8 Spiritual Breaths, programs like Heal, prompt their employees, give them, maybe include it in their employee welfare scheme, give them different incentives, so that once the workforce becomes more mentally and emotionally balanced, they will be more productive, which will in turn again help these corporate houses.
Absolutely. So I personally, being a trainer, really think the HEAL program will really help the corporates in the employee performance index.
Yes.
Yes, it's a great platform.
Thank you so much.
What are your future programs for Grace occasions?
Future programs. So Niraalee, see, the rule of nature is you give, you receive.
Absolutely, give and take.
Right? Give and take. Even a breath, you can't keep on taking in. You have to give out.
True.
Even the Mother Earth, you give a seed and then you receive abundance.
Absolutely.
Looking back at my journey, I have been thinking in what way can I give back? Okay, and as I told you, my main worker who was a Kamwali Bai, whose life got changed because of this particular work that she got in. Looking at that, I feel, and personally when I started doing HEAL programs, which is in a village called Tembhurli, I realized that there is a lot of potential in the girls of that village, surrounding villages. They all have the talent within, but they don't have a way to bring it out.
Right.
So I realized one more roadblock was that I can't get them over here because, their boarding, lodging, everything becomes a problem. So I decided to take grace occasions to them. So now I take work from here and I'm training those girls over there in these type of, whatever grace occasion makes, they are getting trained into. And once they get totally trained, they'll be included in the mainstream workforce. So that is again another way of my giving back to the society.
Right. This is an incredible journey which you shared with me,
Yes,
Shubhda ji,
it has
because
been.
it's a transformation journey literally which you shared, which throws so much light.
This is what exactly I mean, that transformation for me happened, and now I would like to share that transformation with others.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even I personally believe in give and take. It's what we give and it's what we get. There's always abundance flowing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the Iconic Talk Show. Thank you for sharing your incredible transformation journey with us. And I look forward to definitely coming for your HEAL program.
Most definitely, Niraalee, you'll be most welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shubhda ji.